The news broke at 6:45 a.m., and by 6:47, my phone wouldn't stop vibrating. Text after text, call after call, each one carrying the same sentence like a funeral bell. Did you see the news? I hadn't. Not yet. I was sitting at the kitchen counter, half dressed for work, stirring sugar into my coffee the way Emily used to, slow, deliberate, 2 full turns and a half. Her toothbrush was still in the holder. Her scent still clung to the hallway. For a moment, I could almost pretend everything was fine. Then I opened the article. Hospital Director Emily Rowe under investigation for misconduct and financial fraud. The words didn't make sense. Emily? Fraud? My wife, the woman who lectured interns on ethics, who would rather skip dinner than sign a report with missing data, was now the face of a scandal big enough to make national news. My stomach turned to stone. The first photo in the article was her, stepping out of a black SUV, chin lifted, eyes hidden behind dark glasses. The picture looked powerful, almost regal. But the next one gutted me. She wasn't alone. Dr. Marcus Hale, her deputy, was beside her, his hand on the small of her back. The kind of touch that looked rehearsed, familiar, intimate. I scrolled through the story, pulse pounding in my ears. There were whispers of irregular financial transactions, favoritism in staff promotions, anonymous complaints from employees. But beneath the bureaucratic jargon, I saw the shape of something worse, a betrayal that had been building quietly, right under my nose. I thought back to the late nights, the unreturned calls, the way she brushed off my questions with a weary smile. I'm just exhausted, Tom. Administration isn't like medicine. It's politics. You wouldn't understand. Maybe I didn't want to understand. The phone buzzed again. This time it was her. Tom, she said when I answered, her voice trembling just enough to sound real. Don't believe what they're saying. What are they saying exactly? I asked, staring at her picture on my screen. She hesitated. That silence, the kind that lasts too long, that stretches like wire, was my first real answer. It's all blown out of proportion, she said finally. I'm handling it. With Marcus. The name came out before I could stop it. She didn't respond. Not with words. Just a sharp inhale. The kind of pause that tells you everything you didn't want to know. I hung up. By noon, the story had spread everywhere. News sites, gossip blogs, even the hospital's internal bulletin. They'd suspended her pending further investigation. I walked out of the office and drove to the hospital, not sure why. Maybe to see her. Maybe to see if she'd even look me in the eye. When I got there, reporters were crowded near the main entrance. I stayed in the car, watching through the windshield as Emily stepped out, flanked by security. Her composure was perfect. Hair tied back. Suit immaculate. The calm of a woman who'd built her entire life on control. Then our eyes met. Just for a second. Her expression flickered. Not guilt. Not shame. Just recognition. Like she'd seen a ghost she didn't have time to deal with. I drove off before she could approach me. That night she came home. No cameras. No pretense. Just her and the silence between us. Tom, she said softly, closing the door behind her. We need to talk. I didn't move from the couch. Then talk. She set her purse down, took off her jacket, and for a second, I saw the exhaustion in her eyes. I didn't do what they're accusing me of. The hospital board is trying to push me out. I made enemies when I refused to cover up their mistakes. And Marcus. That name again. It hit her like a slap. Her gaze dropped. He was supportive. Too supportive. But it's not what you think. Then tell me what it is. She sat down across from me, her hands twisting in her lap. You weren't here, Tom. You stopped being with me a long time ago. Every time I tried to talk, you changed the subject. Every fight ended with silence. Marcus listened. That's all it was. I laughed, bitter, hollow. So this is my fault? I made you cheat. I didn't cheat, she snapped, voice rising. We kissed once. It was a mistake. But I ended it. It meant nothing. The honesty was worse than a lie. Because I knew Emily. She'd always confess just enough to sound sincere. Never the whole truth, just the safe fraction of it. I looked at her and realized I didn't recognize her anymore. Or maybe I did, and that was the problem. Then why did you hide it? I asked quietly. She met my eyes. Because I was afraid of losing everything, including you. Something in me cracked, not with rage, but with the weight of knowing it was already over. Days passed in a haze of headlines and whispered rumors. The investigation deepened. Marcus resigned. Anonymous leaks surfaced. Emails, transactions, private messages. Emily denied everything on camera, voice steady, gaze unwavering. But behind closed doors she was unraveling. I watched her practice statements in the mirror. Watched her slip sleeping pills into her palm like breath mints. One night, I found her sitting on the floor of her office, surrounded by shredded documents. "They want to destroy me," she said, her eyes red, voice hoarse. "I built this hospital. I gave them everything." "You built it," I said quietly. "But you forgot who you were building it with." She looked up at me then, truly looked. "You still think this is about Marcus, isn't it?" "No," she whispered. "It's about power." And I forgot how easily it replaces love. For a long time neither of us spoke. The hum of the refrigerator filled the room. Outside, sirens wailed in the distance. Then she said the one thing I didn't expect. "They're going to arrest me tomorrow." "What?" She smiled, a broken kind of smile. "I moved money around to protect staff bonuses. On paper it looks like embezzlement. Marcus was supposed to fix it. He didn't. He turned on me. The truth, or what was left of it, settled like dust in my lungs. That night I packed a bag. When she woke the next morning I was gone. I didn't leave a note. Didn't answer when she called once, twice, 50 times. Each ring echoed through the quiet house like a ghost of everything we'd lost. By evening the news broke again. Hospital director Emily Rowe arrested in fraud investigation. I read it from a motel room 2 towns away, the glow of the television flickering across the walls. She had always said she was fighting to be untouchable. Now she finally was.